It hurts.
This is going to be a fun night. Cheers, y'all. Welcome back to the Fish Life Podcast, the lowest budget that's actually live podcast about fishing that does exist out there.
It does.
Which makes us the L-Ball, which makes all of us, including y'all,
Low ballers.
the low ballers. Give us a holler when you get in here. Do us a favor. Drop us a comment. Let us know who we're talking to. Hey, man, if you enjoy these podcasts, these streams on YouTube, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. And also, if you don't mind, share this thing. Like, if you can figure out how to do it, because I'm kind of too dumb to do that.
Smash that bell.
Subscribe and a bell, something like that.
Yeah, subscribe, hit the bell.
You know what? I'm not going to put that evil on y'all, Ricky Bobby, because I don't think I can figure that out myself. So if you know how to do it, that'd be great. If not, hey, let's just have a good time. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to try something a little different than we've ever done before.
This is good.
We are going to do a live reaction to the Major League Fishing highlights. They're halfway through the tournament right now.
Right.
They're through day 2 of Group A. They've still got day 2 of Group B, but we've had 3 days of fishing for 2 different groups of 40 anglers.
3 days.
We're going to watch the highlights from each day, and we're going to have live reaction. And before we get into that tonight, I just want to say right up front to everybody associated with Major League Fishing, this is all in good fun.
We're just having fun.
We are huge fans.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to clown y'all a little bit tonight.
It just seemed fitting. We just had to do this.
We are going to absolutely clown on y'all a little bit tonight, as we would expect some of you guys to clown on us. Not that any of y'all would watch some of the stuff we put out, but I know some of the tour guys, when they come to Lake Fork, do watch some of my Lake Fork videos. I sincerely hope and would be honored if some of y'all would clown me, because I know that I do a lot of really dumb stuff in the boat. So we are going to get after it. And yes, Lake Travis, I see somebody says Travis finesse fishing. There's been a lot of finesse fishing, and you guys that know me know exactly how I feel about finesse fishing. So you can imagine.
Yeah, it's a myth.
There's going to be a lot of trash talking going on in this deal tonight.
Finesse fishing is a myth.
Before we get to that, though, we always like to, try to help where we can as far as fishing around here goes. So cheers, y'all. Welcome back to the Fish Life Lowest Budget, actually live low baller podcast. We got a lot of names.
We do.
Also, welcome to the Sideshow.
Welcome to the
Sideshow. We got to get you a Mercer nickname.
I know. I was just fixing to say, I want a ridiculous nickname. Mercer. Come on, dog.
Mercer, when you join, give my boy Chris Blackman, who's an absolute idiot. Make sure you give him a good nickname, too. You may just be the Village Idiot. Chris, the Village Idiot Blackman.
I don't like that.
Welcome back to Sideshow with the Village Idiot.
Well, no, I don't like that because...
It's too true?
No. That wouldn't be original. I've already been called that. It can't be original if I've already been called that.
There's one thing I know about a nickname. You just can't force it, dog.
Yeah, no.
You just can't force it.
It's got to come natural.
We're going to talk about a lot of things you can't force when we get on this live reaction, live review. Before we get to that, let's talk about what's going on fishing-wise. Hey, still a ton of spawning fish. We had the full moon last Monday. There's been a ton of fish on beds this week. What you're going to see in this week coming up is some of those fish coming off beds, and we'll get more back into that staging bite like we saw when the Elite Series was at Lake Fork. That was going away from the new moon, coming into the full moon, and we were further away from the new moon, or closer to the full moon, God dang, I'm confusing y'all. You got 2 weeks between each moon cycle, roughly. When you've had a new moon, right after that, or a full moon, right after that, they're locking beds, beds. The further you get away from this, the more that pull out and go into post-spawn mode and get on staging areas. Also, on the next next moon cycle, 2 weeks later, there's more pre-spawn fish coming in. Then when that moon hits, they go in and spawn. So when you're leading up to a moon cycle, that's going to be your better time to go fish staging fish. So this next week, the further along we get in it, should be more staging bite, should be moving away from that spawn. And then as soon as we have that new moon, bam, we'll go back into full-on spawn fishing mode. So two-way go like there always is in this area this time of year. You can fish for staging fish or you can fish for spawning fish. But that being said, there's also a shad spawn bite that's a little bit different because the gizzard shad, they're gathering up on the shallow points like we talk about, shell beds, whatever you want to call it. But there's threadfin shad as well, spawning along grass edges and kind of back in creeks and just anywhere the wind blows in a good creek area and you see blue herring stacked up, there's probably some shad spawning over there. And you can get right in a hurry early in the morning doing that. So we're starting to get to that time of year where there's a whole lot of different stuff you can do. And then here in a little while, probably as late as everything is, it'll probably 3 or 4 more weeks this year with as late as everything is. It feels like we're about a month behind normal stuff. But here in a few more weeks, we'll start to get where we have that offshore bite mixed in with still spawning bass, still shallow staging bass, still shad spawn bass. Like that always happens in May. Usually it's in early May when you get all that going on at once. This year, I think it's going to be in late May, maybe even early June. We're going to have all that going on at once. So really good time of year to get to fishing hard, man. A lot of stuff. basically we're getting to the time of year where you can just about go catch them shallow any way you want to right now. You can throw a frog. You can throw a square bill crankbait. You can throw a jerkbait. You can throw a topwater. Lord knows you can throw a topwater. Hello, last week at the Bassmasters, right?
You can throw a Senko.
You can throw a Senko. You can go sight fishing. You can throw a swim bait. Like, you can catch them almost any way you want to up shallow right now. And that's just going to continue to keep getting more and more diverse. I'll tell you, one of my favorite baits that I do like a lot is a frog this time of year. Also, weedless swim baits and swim jigs are great because you can throw them in any type of cover. You can cover a ton of water, fish really fast, which you're able to do this time of year and get bit consistently. But a swim jig and a weedless swim bait will go through all that junk up shallow, and you can cover water fast till you find feeding fish. And that's what you want to do. Do not slow down too much this time of year is my best advice I can give you. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but don't fish a way that's going to take you a long time to cover water, because if you're in a dead area that they're just not biting, you're just in the wrong area, because the fish this time of year are biting every day. Pretty much. I mean, there's a few exceptions.
Yes.
So you want to fish fast until you find fish.
Don't be afraid either to get in an area where there's submergent vegetation and wind blowing into it and throw an underspin on the outside edges of that.
Absolutely. I don't think there's ever a bad time to do that.
Never.
Sounds like a great idea any time of the year.
Smallest swim bait you can find. Let's go.
Before we get into the MLF live watch and review deal, live reaction deal,
This is going to be so fun.
this is going to be a blast. We were kind of joking around before we started, and we think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. We hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, before we move on any further, let's say some hellos and how you doing to a few folks that we got hanging out with us
Captain
tonight.
Kirk.
We got Kirk Meyer in the house. Captain Kirk, let's go. John Higginbotham, Buzzy Gruen, Ron Foreman, Fred Q, Ray Lowe, Scott McDowell, Jim Richards, Junior Figueroa, Tyler Lubenhosen, Big John, Hampton Scholl, Super Dave, John Sherrod, Dusty Smith, Cody Mays, Gary Payne, Justin Motter. Let's go, man. And there's so many more of y'all in here, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all joining us as always. Bassmasters got Neely Henry. That's coming up, I believe, this following weekend, right? This next weekend coming up? Is that what it is?
It is. I think you're right. I got it right here.
You just grinding the show to us.
I'm grinding it. Sorry, dude.
We're going to be ruthless with each other tonight.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Where is Neely Henry? 6th through 9th.
Yep, there we go. So that's coming up this weekend. Neely Henry. Here's the thing for me to watch in this, because the Angler of the Year deal is as tight as I've ever seen it. There's 3 points separating Angler of the Year. Folks, that means if Patrick Walters finishes in 6th and Seth Fighter finishes in 10th, it's a pretty equal performance. Oh, but now Patrick Walters is in the lead. This is as tight as I've ever seen an Angler of the Year race be. In my memory, now I'm sure at some point it was tighter, but it's just not normally that tight.
Well, and the way the schedule is going to play out, it's going to be a shootout.
Right. Because we got 2 Alabama tournaments coming up that you would
right.
think maybe suit Patrick Walters a little better. Right. And then we've got 2 Northern tournaments. So we've got Neely Henry and Lake Gunnersville. Mm-hmm. Then we got the Classic, which doesn't count towards Angler of the Year this year.
That's right.
Okay, so you got Neely Henry and Gunnersville. Then after that, we go to Champlain and the St. Lawrence River, 2 northern fisheries that you think suit Seth Fighter. Mm-hmm. So between these 2 guys, like, I feel like Patrick Walters, Neely Henry, the deal to watch for me is, can Patrick Walters open up enough lead to hold off Seth when they get up north?
See, and the problem is the way Seth Fighter's been fishing some of the lakes that he wasn't necessarily
supposed to do
as well.
He's had a great year on every fishing.
He's done great, so it's definitely making it interesting.
It's a horse race.
It gives you something. It gives you something more to look forward to, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is something.
Because there's going to be a lot of focus on both those
Well,
guys.
you know, the Bassmasters Classic is Super Bowl bass fishing. We all know that. Anytime you win a major Elite Series event like Lee Livesey just did, or like some of these other, man, obviously that's a huge major event and accomplishment in the world of fishing. But the Angler of the Year is kind of
that's the deal.
I mean, that's the biggest accomplishment.
100%.
As far as true fishing skill, we're not talking about the pageantry of it. We're not talking about the monetary value of it. But from angler to angler, the most prestigious award they can get is Angler of the Year.
Because what's that word we use all the time? Consistency, is that what it is?
Right.
That is...
And you're talking about all across the country on all different types of fisheries. You're talking about the ultimate level of consistency when you talk about Angler of the Year on the Bassmasters.
We're talking about from the pineapple to the big apple.
That's right, baby. That's a good way to put it. You kind of nailed that one.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Nailed that like a split hole.
Mm.
Woo! Man, that grace you.
Bob the Builder? Do we have a nickname?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
I feel like Jamie off of Joe Rogan.
yeah, I hear you. No, but so that's going to be really interesting to watch the Neely Henry tournament and watch every tournament with those two guys duking it out the way they are. Hopefully, I hope it stays really, really tight to the end. That'll be fun to watch. It'll be fun to watch. Neely Henry as a fishery will be interesting because it's kind of a Coosa River chain spotted bass type of fishery. But I think the time of year they're going there, largemouth are going to win the tournament.
But they also have big spots.
I know, but I think largemouth are going to win the tournament.
Yeah, no,
The question is there going to be an offshore bite in the current on the river system, or are they still all going to be up on the bank, doing what we're talking about, a swim jig, flipping, frogging, just shallow junk fishing more or less?
Well,
What do you think?
I think it's gonna, just with all the weather we've had this year which I haven't really paid as much attention to the weather up there, but you got to figure it's been pretty comparable.
Well, as far as, which one is it? Longitude, latitude? Which one's which?
Longitude is long, latitude.
Okay, as far as longitude lines go, us and Neely Henry ain't that far off each other.
Right, exactly.
So we've gotten similar conditions.
I just wonder if that is going to maybe prolong that, the similar pattern to what we're having, I would think.
Yeah, and it's a deeper water, like it's a river system, so it probably stays a little cooler, even more so than some of our lowland reservoirs do here, without the current, right? So,
John, that's a great point, or both.
Or both.
Because we got a little bit of both going on right now, too. I mean,
it's getting to that time of year, so it will be an interesting tournament to see, for sure.
Now,
for sure.
Gunnersville, on the other hand.
Well, we'll talk about that here in a couple weeks, because you know what? You got to get the videos queued back up, because I'm ready for this.
All I got to do is...
So the Bass Pro Tour has been at Lake Travis. Now, before we get into this, let's just say the Bass Pro Tour, their last stop was their heavy hitters event at Sharon Harris in North Carolina. And the last day they didn't catch any giant fish.
No.
But boys, they were working on a 3-pound minimum at Sharon Harris. So before we go into this, just know all these guys know exactly how to target big fish. They can catch big fish. This is to me, as much as I've enjoyed what's going on with Bassmaster, that roster at Bass Pro Tour,
next to none.
Major League Fishing is the best, certainly the best resume roster. Like that roster has a better resume than anything's ever been assembled. And I really think that apples to apples, I think there's better fishermen on that tour than there are. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But I know for one thing, their resume's better. Like, no doubt. Like Jacob Wheeler, Jordan Lee, Kevin Van Dam, Greg Hackney's back over here now. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
as far as skins on the wall.
Alton Jones. I mean, the guys that are over there on the Bass Pro Tour, these are the biggest names in fishing.
Oh, yeah.
And guys like Patrick Walters and some of the young guys, Seth Fodder and Chris Zaldane, and obviously they're big names too, and they could go right into that group. I think Patrick's made himself. Who's the, before we go into this, let me ask this: who is? This is just on the spot question I just thought of.
Okay.
Who is the? Let me think how to say this.
You say the poster.
Whenever they did the split, right, and all the new anglers came into Bassmaster, which one of those new guys that wasn't on either top level tier 2 or before, which one of those guys has benefited the most, has made the biggest name for himself in Bassmaster? Is it Patrick Walters? Is it Lee Livesey with 2 wins? It might be our own homeboy Lee with 2 wins.
And so,
who is it? Is it Buddy Gross? Is it, there's a bunch of guys.
I mean, it's kind of hard to, it's got to be Patrick or Lee. It's got to be.
Just because of the wins.
Just because of the wins. And, most people don't.
Well, and Patrick has the 1 win, but he has so much consistency behind it.
That's right.
Austin Felix is another one that hasn't won, but he's been very consistent.
Yeah. Lee's consistent too, man. Like those 3 guys.
Lee's first year, he didn't get a win his first year. He had a much better year in year 1 than he did in year 2, but he got the win at the end of year 2, and then he followed up with a win on his home lake, and it was I think I'm probably going to say Lee has made the biggest name out of the new guys,
I think so.
just because he's the only one with 2 wins, and he's the only guy that has the 3rd biggest single-day bag of all time. Oh, yeah, and it was on his home lake. Oh, yeah, and it was on Championship Sunday. Like, this never happened before.
So, a lot of people talk about how much history he has on Lake Fork, and man, that's all fine and good. But I think a lot of times that hurts you as much as it helps you.
Well, there is the home lake curse. That's a known thing in the Bassmaster.
So, I know that anytime, I'm fishing like a tournament trail of some sorts or like a bass club, and we go to Palestine, which is my home lake, I usually don't do very good.
Right.
And that's just how it goes. But I got to go with Lee.
Yeah, I think of the new Elite Series guys, I think Lee has benefited the most, made the biggest name for himself out of the new crew.
If it's not Lee, it's Patrick Walters. I think it's
That's
pretty,
1 and 2?
That's 1
yeah, I
and
think
2.
so too. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. That was kind of got us off schedule.
Number 3 is Brandon Pollock. Don't care.
I think he already had that name. I'm not real sure, but I think he might be able to.
Yeah. Did so good.
I did say of the guys that weren't in it before. I did say that.
Well, no, I know, but I mean.
So that disqualifies him. He was in it before.
But he was gone, and he's back.
He is back.
So.
One other thing we need to touch on before we get into the live reaction. This is breaking news in the world of bass fishing, folks. We might be the first biggest source to break this news. And this is one of the biggest stories that you're going to find in all of bass fishing. But Jason Christie with a Y, first of all, he still hasn't caught a fish. Second of all, his boat's for sale in the middle of the spring, Jack.
You know why, though, right?
I don't know why.
So he's
What aspiring tournament professional sells his boat in the middle of spring?
Well, because here's the deal. He's buying a new boat without a live well because the one
You don't use it?
the one that he has, he doesn't use it. It's just taking up
Because he
space.
still hasn't caught a fish.
Yeah. And so he needs more room.
Oh, God.
He needs more room for tackle.
To figure out how to catch a fish.
Because obviously what he's got is not working.
Yeah.
So until, I think he...
That poor guy, man.
A big 100 quart with, you know...
For clarification, we're not talking about Jason Christie in an express boat on the Bassmaster Elite Series. We're talking about that's an IE. We're talking about Jason Christie with a Y.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo! You know what I'm saying? Woo!
Dude, can you imagine?
Careful what you say, Chris. I know where you're going.
That's why I stopped.
I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got
Big Pig.
my dog, my fishing dog's playing
Oh,
with
my
the
gosh.
noisiest toy she owns. Oh, keep it going, Chris.
So no, that actually is true. He's getting a new boat. I think he's getting into skiing. He's gonna get a fishing ski.
Are you still going with us?
Yeah, dude.
Are we still going?
Yeah, because
You know what, man? Let's just leave. I feel bad for the guy. Poor Jason Christie with a Y. Let's just do some live reaction. You ready?
You know what though? I bet you what happened was, you know how them all them lids have keys? You can lock them. Maybe he dropped his keys in the lake and he can't put fish in there.
That's why he hasn't been weighing nothing in.
Maybe he's been catching 35 pounds of tournament.
Then somebody told him, "Hey, bro, like you gotta get in your live well."
And he thought it was just catch, weight, release. He thought he signed up for the wrong tour.
Oh goodness! Listen, here's what we're gonna do.
I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but I'm pretty sure I just cracked the code.
Okay, so we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave that alone. So we're going to do the MLF Bass Pro Tour on Lake Travis, their event. We're gonna watch the highlights from day 1, Group A, and then we're gonna watch the highlights from day 2, Group A, and then the third video we're gonna watch is highlights from day 1, Group B. Mm-hmm. So that's the order we're gonna watch it in. And if you don't know, they split the field into halves. One half of the field fishes Group A, the other half fishes Group B. The top halves of those fields come together for a qualifying round, an elimination round, and then the top 10 get to go to the finals.
So we're doing Group A qualifying first?
Day 1 right there. Let's go right here. So we're going to watch this and live react. Oh, we got YouTube ads.
Yep.
YouTube and Major League Fishing are making money off of our podcast. Hey, y'all can sponsor us anytime you want to.
Anytime you want.
Return the favor, you know what I'm saying, dog?
I'd like to...
Here we go. Oh, sweet drone shot.
We got a bunch of
The
boats.
only topwater bite of the day.
Oh, James Watson fist pumping.
Look at the drone shots. They're killing it.
Look, they're in the clouds, bro. That's crazy.
We may have turned this up a little bit because we're talking through it.
Uh-oh.
All right, we're going to start off. The first highlight of the day is James Worldwide Watson.
Oh,
Let's see what he's got.
Wearing a flat bill.
Is that an upside down pole, Chris? I can't tell.
Bro.
Look, it kind of looked like it was upside down.
It feels like
He's reeling with his left hand. So.
It feels like I'm watching somebody fish from my high school yearbook with that flat bill.
It's the way to start the day. What do we got?
That is a 2.5. We're going to.
No, that's bigger than that.
It's
That's a chunker.
3.5. What did they say?
Didn't even hear what he said. You got to hush, Chris.
I thought it was live reaction.
4-pounder to start the day off.
Okay.
That's
I
a
like
good
where this
one.
is going. I like where this
This
is going.
has started off well.
Well, okay.
Why does he have neon green? It's like only on like the top back of his bibs.
Oh, shameless sponsor plug.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Throwing some bait. Oh, Spook.
Oh.
Spook's walking.
What?
Oh, the Spook got destroyed.
him.
Let's go.
Got him. Shamu. Let's go.
That is not a big fish. That's a little different than the Spook bite we saw on Lake Fork. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
This is Casey Ashley, though. Can't talk too bad about him.
No, he took time out from playing his guitar to come fish a little bit.
Let's see. 2 pounds, 11 ounces.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, more Spooks. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
Is there anything more exciting in fishing than watching a topwater Spook get hammered?
No way.
It's so awesome.
Oh,
He lost
when you
him.
forget how to boat flip a bass.
Casey Ashley
Takes
lost
a
him.
penalty. Cody Meyer. Okay.
Cody Myers got one on a swim bait.
Yeah.
2 pounds. 2-pounder. Chris, what's the minimum on this tournament?
It's 1 pound.
Why did they move the minimum to 1 pound?
I don't know. Oh, Faircloth. Oh, Skeeter Man. Hey, buddy.
2-0 again.
I'll tell you, they got that holding it close to the camera deal down. Oh, Big Fish Bobby Lane. Catching. Not
Hold
big.
on.
1 pound, 10 ounces.
1 pound, 10 ounces is now a keeper, folks. 1 pound, 10 ounces is now a keeper. Come on, let's go, man. Come on with this. Why did they do this? Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, time out.
Hold up. Full send dad mode is checked into the chat, folks. My man Miles Berghoff, not only is he rocking the dad bod, he's got the official, fully equipped dad fanny pack. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at the fanny pack.
15 ounces.
Let's go with the fanny pack.
I think that's where he keeps his squincher.
Miles Berghoff must have had a kid recently in the last few years.
Oh, that's where he keeps his squincher.
His squincher. I think that's only on the Cup Series, bro.
Nonetheless, this is out of control.
We gotta pause this for a second. Miles Berghoff was legitimately just rocking a fanny pack.
Yeah.
I have never seen anybody fishing with a fanny pack.
Yeah, bro, save some women for the rest of us, Miles. Come on, dude.
I think he's taking this dad bod fad a little too far.
Golly.
It's about the dad bod. It's not about the dad fanny pack.
Yeah. I hope y'all can truly appreciate how clean I'm being right now. I've got just savage thoughts rolling through my head right now.
And then, listen, I want to expand on this a little bit. Why are we knocking the minimum down below 2 pounds? Why?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's been so much better since they moved it up to 2 pounds.
And I remember that being a very key talking point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
yeah. Everybody was like, more little fish to her, more little fish to her. Which, you know what? Catching 80 1-pounders is tough to do too. And it was amazing what they did. But I just don't understand it was, from my perspective, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And for what I like to watch, it was so much better of a product when the minimum was 2 pounds.
Yeah.
That allowed guys to actually try to target bigger fish. You start opening up to 1-pounders again, and now all of a sudden, these guys have no incentive to go throw a swim bait on Lake Travis all day.
Well, I'm just gonna, and this is just, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. When you're fishing a 5-fish stringer tournament, very rarely is a 1 pound, 6 ounce fish gonna keep.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? Like I caught one today on Tyler that was barely 14 inches. Like I'm talking.
We're
about
getting some updates. They're saying the minimum weight is 1 pound, 8 ounces.
1.5.
Okay.
I mean, okay.
There's just a difference between a 1-something and a 2-pounder.
That's
A 2-pounder is a real legitimate tournament keeper. It is. You know
I
what
had
I'm
a 14 line burner today, and it was my smallest fish, and it was 2 pounds, 1 ounce.
A little fatty.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but it was a line burner, and that's what
Right.
I'm saying.
Like when you keep a 14-inch fish, when you're fishing and you have one just over 14, you're like, man, that's a little fish.
Yeah.
Like, why do we want to go smaller than that? I don't
I
understand.
put the red tag on him immediately. I'm like, he's got to go.
He's got to go.
first.
He's got to
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
I'm with you.
this is the most frustrating thing about this tournament is they're keeping smaller than 2 pounds when it's been so good since they changed that. So
I agree.
I get it. It's a tough fishery. I mean, Watson is over here with a upside down pole fighting for his life like it's a Bassmasters Classic, and he's got 1.5 pound fish on the line.
1 pound, 15 ounces.
Oh, 1 pound, 15 ounces. Whew, let me tell you, We're moving on up.
Oh.
And Ayler just broke off. Ayler broke off. He's on his knees, on all fours, guys.
Hey, question. Do they have zebra mussels down there? If you know in the
Lake
comments,
Travis?
answer.
I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
Faircloth. Listen, Todd Faircloth, we have to revoke Todd Faircloth's Southeast Texas card. He's got the upside down pull out.
Legal length on that lake is 12 inches. Apparently.
1 pound, 10 ounces for Todd Faircloth.
So I do know one thing. I do know about Lake Travis.
What is wrong with this
guy? It does
guy?
have a ton of fish.
What is Alton Jones Jr. doing right now? Look at Alton Jones Jr. Did you see? Look at the look on his face. Oh
That looks like me when I see a chocolate cake.
my God. Bro, he was like, like as he's at the hook, it's like, like Michael Jordan had the tongue out.
Oh yeah,
Alton Jr.'s got the teeth out.
that's right.
Yeah, when he sets the hook. Oh, that was bad. His bibs are sagging around his knees like he's in a late 90s rap video. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
Look at this. His bibs are sagging. Like the bottom of the crotch of his bibs are literally at his knees, folks. What is he doing?
It'd be like that sometimes.
I'll say one thing about Alton Jones Jr. He ain't worried about fashion. He ain't worried about how he looks. How
He just catches.
He's just worried about catching them.
And
Oh,
he
he's got
does.
one off a bed.
Uh-oh.
Bed fishing.
Man, these fish are strong.
Bro, it's a 2 pounder. It can't be that strong.
There's no 2 pounder this strong.
0 mil.
2 pounds, 0 ounces. He's not that strong.
All day. One thing about these clear water fish.
That's like putting I can't believe it's not butter on your baked potato and saying this butter's really good.
Texans without broadband internet. Texas
Oh no.
Oh no, YouTube.
More YouTube ads.
Why?
They're killing us, Smalls.
Oh my lord. My lord. Let's go. What just happened?
Brent Chapman.
Oh, hammer.
That one,
That's a 2 pounder.
1 pound, 12 ounces.
Oh, 112.
He's not throwing an upside down pole though. I noticed that.
No, he's throwing a little chatterbug. Mark Rose. I love Mark Rose. When he weighs a fish, he just stares at his official, stares through his soul.
Well, when he doesn't like the weight they announce.
1 pound, 9 ounces. Horrible bass.
So he didn't give him a look that time. He agrees with the weight.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it looks like a 1.9.
MDJ.
1 pound, 9 ouncer.
MDJ. Uh-oh.
I think we're about to see a rules violation here because I saw this one already. So MDJ is catching a fish, and I think one follows it to the boat. Watch this, folks. One follows it to the boat. MDJ is going to grab a second pole
I use my 2 rods in.
and try to catch the other rod. Oh, he asked his official, can I have 2 rods in? And she said, yeah. See, in a normal tournament, this is a rules violation. You're only allowed to have one line in at a time.
He's throwing that true twin rig.
And he was literally trying to catch another fish on the second rod. Now, my question is, what on earth was he going to do if he hooked that other one? Double boat flip at the same time? Double single-handed boat flips? How are we doing that?
What do you think the first person that told somebody they could juggle? What do you think his buddy said to him? No, you can't. And then he showed him.
Yeah, you got it.
You know what I'm saying?
You got it. That's a good one.
So
Take your word for it.
Somebody drop it in the comments. Let us know how this is going, the live reaction to the Major League Fishing. Oh, guess what we got? Another upside down pole, folks.
Big for Travis, I guess.
Do these guys know they look gay when they're fishing with that thing?
you can't say that.
I just did on live YouTube, baby.
2021.
Listen, like I've said this before. I'll say it again. You might win a tournament with an upside down pole catching 1.5 pounders. You're gonna look gay doing it no matter what.
9 ounces.
Fair. Fair.
Alton's got a little sight fishing gig going.
Oh, Cody Mays. Cody Mays. He said Vic does. Shots fired. Uh-oh. Alton Jones. Dude, that's like a 7'6" upside down pole.
Or he's short. I don't know. I've never met the man in person.
Oh, that's a good fish.
How about 4 pounds?
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
good fish.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
My man's bed fishing.
I threw that thing up in a foot of water and didn't even see it. Look at the coloration on it. 4 pounds?
Coloration.
4 pounder.
Coloration.
Dude, a
What
4
is it?
pounder in this event's like a giant.
Look at the color of that.
I know it's got a lot of black spots. It's got like a whole black circle on
It's
it.
got really good coloration. Word of the day. Coloration.
Coloration. we allowed to say that in 2021?
Of course.
I'm sure it offended somebody.
I'm not worried about it. Those are your feelings, not mine. I ain't got nothing to do with them.
That's a you problem, not a me
I ain't
problem.
got nothing to do with your feelings.
You should have made it. You should have made it.
1-8.
Second rod. Second line in. Yes.
1 pound, 8 ounces. How many 1 pounders are we going to have to? Guys, this is the highlight reel. Like, this is the highlights of the day. And we're highlighting 1 pound, 8 ounce fish. Chris, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, Chapman's throwing a chatterbait. He looks like he's got a little better one here, maybe.
It's that Cast King rod.
That's King Rod.
It's that tip on the Cast King.
I wonder how much Cast King's paying him to say that.
Oh. That's a good fish. That's a good fish.
That's a decent one.
Yeah.
Like, that's a legit good keeper.
Yeah, you want that in your bag.
3 pounds, 7 ounces.
Yeah, I take that.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that.
You're not calling that in most tournaments.
But there's a problem when we're watching the best roster of fishing talent that's ever been presented to us, and that's the end of day one. Get us on Group A, day 2. There's a seriously big problem when we're watching the best fishing roster that's ever been assembled, and the highlights are mostly full of 1.5 to 2 pound fish.
I agree.
That is a problem. Like, those fish aren't even keepers on most lakes ever. All right, here we go.
Oh, there's a boat. Oh, there's some more clouds.
Look at the
Jordan-
lid.
Yeah, boy.
Jordan Lee has the goofiest looking Farmer Brown samurai hat.
That's right. Oh, look at Alton Jones. He's got something growing on his head. Oh, it's a GoPro.
Alton Jr.'s wearing the GoPro on the cap deal.
Oh, hello.
Skeeter's barking at something. The fishing dog's been alerted. She said there must be a hole buzzard outside of my driveway.
Must be. I think she's mad at watching 1 pounder.
Skeeter's mad. Skeeter's growling at him for catching too many 1 pounders. That's right.
Skeeter's like, y'all are really.
Chapman, he's got his chatterbait going.
1 pound, 13 ounces.
1 pound, 13 ounces. These are the highlights, folks. What are we doing? Can we get a highlight of like some 4 pounders and 5 pounders?
I didn't even know Big Fish Bobby
Dude,
Lane owned a fairy one.
When Bobby Lane and Chris Lane are throwing upside down poles, we've got some issues, guys.
Wow.
2 pounder, okay.
Alert the media.
It's like everybody's Mike Iaconelli and fist pumping over 2 pounders these days.
I haven't heard many people say biggin though, so that's good.
There's Skeet Reese throwing an upside down pole. Surprise, surprise. For a 1 pound and change fish. 1 pound, 12
But
ounces.
that's nothing characteristic for him either.
Yeah, no, Skeet Reese is a power fisherman, dude.
Yeah, but he's been known to break that thing out. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Which
he's
is
getting
in?
a little-
Which is in?
Getting a little woosah going there.
Cody Meyer.
Now this guy is known, Cody Meyer. He's a
Yeah.
finesse guy.
all them Cali guys. He's a Delta guy, isn't he?
And I'll say this: a lot of these fish are long enough to be 2 pounders,
Yeah.
but these fish look extremely post spawn right now. Yeah. I don't know if the fish are just poor in Lake Travis these days, or if these fish are all post spawn.
Look, oh man, I was about to say something. I'm so glad I caught
All right, Rose has got him a good one here. Now Mark Rose has got him a stud here. I mean, I don't know.
This is the one where he glares at his
I don't know.
camera.
I don't know if that's like an actual stud. He's a long one, long and skinny.
4 pounds, 7 ounces.
Look at the look.
The death look. There it is. Y'all, we got to rewind it. and Show
Back that up.
this. Yeah, I want you guys to watch the look he gives his weigh official when he weighs us in.
4 pounds, 7 ounces.
He's like, you did not just say that 22-inch long fish weighed 4 pounds. That's not what you just said.
Hell, you say.
Casey Ashley has put the spook down and has got the upside down pull out as well.
Just strumming on his banjo.
2 pounds. Golly, man. This
Fishing
is,
it. You think he's listening to Fishing in the Moonlight? It's one of his songs.
Chapman's on that chatterbait.
Chatterwagon.
He's catching a little bit of fish on that chatterbait.
Yeah, he is. Oh, Lord, he almost broke the tip of that rod. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Good thing it was that Cast King tip.
What's this? Let's see what this one weighs.
3 pounds, 2 ounces.
3 pounds, 2 ounces. That's a
There you
giant.
go. A giant.
It's awesome. Just,
So great.
oh,
What if that was?
Oh,
So what if?
hold up.
Yeah, what if?
All right, let's rewind this and let them see what happens. So watch this fish when Chapman releases it. Watch it jump. See that? Okay, here's the question of the day. If a fish gets released and jumps like that and lands back in the boat, is that a fish landing violation?
Absolutely.
What?
Why not?
Because you already released it and you didn't have anything to do with bringing that fish into the boat at that time?
He would have never been in the boat if it weren't for you in the first place.
So let us know in the chat, like, is that a fish landing violation?
I think it's a fish landing violation, and I think the fish has to be penalized.
The fish has got to stay alive for 2 minutes?
That's right. That's right. Your freedom has been taken away for 2 minutes, sir or ma'am.
You have lost your ever-loving mind, fish, and you must stay in fish prison for 2 minutes.
Don't you know you must protect your slime coat at all costs? We can't just have you flopping around in the boat.
Oh my goodness gracious. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, what are we watching here?
Hey, for the record, every fish I caught today got boat flipped.
Yeah, no doubt.
Every single one of them. That looks like a decent one.
Bobby Lane's caught up on our dock. Man, my
Uh-oh.
nose is running.
Ooh, that could be a decent one. Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, it's good fish.
It's a 2-pounder. This is what this format and these
Oh, yeah.
highlights.
Oh, did you see what he was doing? He was trying to tenderize it.
He was doing it like this.
Yeah. He was trying to tenderize it.
This format and these highlights full of 1-pounders has made us start saying that 2 and change is a good one.
Greg Vinson. 2-pounder.
2 pounds, 7 ounces.
2 pounds, 7 ounces.
Come on.
Are any of them on ladders? That's actually against the rules on these professional level tournaments, the ladders for sight fishing. Look at the shoes Brandon Coulter's wearing.
Dude,
What is he rocking, dude? What is that?
those are Pumas.
What
bro.
are those? Is he wearing Pumas?
Those are straight up Pumas. 2005 called. They were
Brandon
back.
Coulter is wearing 05 Pumas.
Those are his midlife crisis shoes. That's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Look, he's growing the mullet and everything. Yeah, he's definitely, dude. I'm
Wait
sorry.
a minute, I have to grow a mullet because you guys challenge me now. So don't be telling me I'm growing my midlife mullet.
Well, I mean, you didn't do it by two.
I mean, I kind of fit the window. I get it.
But look, dude, it wasn't a desperate cry for help. Your mullet was not a desperate cry for help.
No, I've got lots of other desperate cries for help.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, guess
Boom!
what? Another 1.5. Here we go.
110.
2 pounds even. Sorry.
Oh,
So
God.
sorry I insulted your fish.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, guess what we got? We got another spinning pole. Oh, God.
Dude, I'm gonna hear the drag of a spinning rod when I'm trying to fall asleep tonight.
Can I fast forward some of these
Yes.
spinning rod catches?
Yeah.
1 pound something.
So we're not gonna react to any of the video?
Mark Rose.
Are we done?
Maybe not. Maybe not. This isn't exactly Championship Sunday at Ford. No, it is not.
No truer words have ever been spoken.
There's another 1 something. Look at this. Shin Fukai has got a 2-pounder that is running drag on a spinner rod. He's acting like it weighs 11 pounds.
Dude, I haven't had this much fun since my vasectomy.
1 pound, 8 ounces.
The one that hasn't happened yet. That magic. Oh yeah. Oh, Brandon. Oh.
Brandon Puma Coulter just caught another 2-pounder. Let's go. Josh Bertrand.
Brandon Coulter. fishing
Josh,
for a cougar.
my head's on fire. Bertrand just caught another 2-pounder. Oh, Jordan Lee with his goofy hat. Look at this hat, y'all. Look at that hat. Show him the lid. There it is. Look at that hat. Let's go.
That sucker looks like the top of a cell phone tower.
I don't know if Jordan Lee qualified or is in contention in this tournament or whatever, but he won the fashion game. There's Brandon Puma Coulter.
You think he's fishing for cougars?
With them Pumas?
That's right.
He might be.
Oh man. Oh, don't break his back. Oh,
Giant. It's a giant. Cody
go.
Meyer called it
Let's
a
go.
giant. What is this?
Let's
It might be 3.5, 4 pounds, I guess. If this comes out to be like a 7-pounder, we're going to feel like idiots.
I hope it does.
Yeah, that'd be the most entertaining thing
I'll
I've
lose
seen
my
all day.
mind. So we're gonna have to do some drywall work if he does.
Giant. He's really playing it, guys.
Nope. He's got it hung up down there on a crappie jig. 3-pounder.
I don't think
It might be a little heavy.
that's like a 4 or 5. It's long.
Dude, it's so hard to tell.
It's a long, skinny one. All these fish are really skinny on this lake.
Throwing a wacky worm in deep water. Oh, 5-1. See, that don't look like a
5
5-pounder.
pounder.
That don't look like a 5-pounder.
It did when he held it out there at the end. Chapman on the chatterbug.
Fishing bluff walls.
That's a decent one. That's like a 3-pounder.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
2 pounds, 6 ounces.
Nope, 2 pounds, 6 ounces. Oh, the fishing dog has entered the chat, folks at home. Chris, you look like you need some sugar.
Oh. 2-pounder.
Yes! Greg Vincent says, ooh, 2 pounds, 3 ounces. Yes!
I haven't been this excited since I won a spelling bee.
He might have been on the cut line, though.
Probably.
This
Oh,
is day 2 for these
What
guys.
happened? Oh, Jolie lost his hat running down the lake.
Jolie's hat has left the chat.
I see what you did there. Hey, he caught it off that irrigation pipe. Crazy. What if those were septic pipes?
Old Fanny Pack himself says he's got a good one here.
What if those were septic pipes leading down to the water and they're down there catching them
I
up
think
peanuts?
we should just start doing our own nicknames for guys like Mercer does, and maybe we'll be famous like Mercer. This is Miles Fanny Pack Berghoff,
Yep.
and we got Brandon Puma Coulter.
Miles Pax Light Berghoff.
Miles always prepared Berghoff.
Dude's got wacky hooks in his fanny pack.
He does. He's ready to go.
Squincher.
Joe Lee has lost his hat.
Senor Lee. Yeah, dude, what happened to his hat?
It's
Dude,
gone.
so, okay, so one thing
Is that a smallmouth?
I don't know.
It looked like one for a second.
It wouldn't surprise me if they had
No,
one
it's a
down there.
largemouth. It's a largemouth. Just a weird colored one.
So, can we talk about how Jordan Lee looks like a fly a little bit?
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
His sunglasses are like this big.
He's so little. His sunglasses are so big on his head.
He's got the Flava Flav glasses.
Meanwhile, I got to be real careful and get the biggest sunglasses possible because my big old watermelon head, if I wear normal sunglasses, I look just fat as a tit.
Puma Coulter. Oh,
Joe Lee got a little run at the end of the. Oh, he lost him. He lost him.
he's catching him off a flooded gill pond.
His world has just come crashing down upon his shoulders.
Dude, he's gonna throw.
We got to put him on suicide watch after that reaction.
Dude, he's gonna throw that spinning rod like a Spartan. Uh-oh.
If you fish with a spinner rod, I think you automatically
1 pound, 14 ounces.
are not able to throw like a Spartan. I think that eliminates that ability.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of Group A, day 1 and 2. Please let Group B be a little better. Please let them catch some bigger fish in Group B.
It's only 8 minutes, so it can't be that
Oh
much better.
no, no.
Oh,
Yeah, we're watching the MLF highlights from Lake Travis. And
live reaction.
yes, we are making fun of most of the highlights being 1 pound, 8 ounce to 2 pound fish.
And
Yes.
make no mistake,
Somebody asked, "What are we watching?" And,
Yeah.
and somebody said, "MLF Travis," and are we mocking it? Yeah. Oh yeah, we're having some fun.
so I think we talked about this before we started. I think what we're going to start doing is doing live reactions to all professional tournament trails.
Oh, because could you imagine our live reaction to
Lake Fork?
Championship Sunday at Fort?
Yeah, we'd be doing this.
Steve from Des Moines says, "I accept and ask for more." My man, that's a true low baller right there. Let's go. Edwin's getting excited. What's Edwin got? 1 pound and something.
Oh, that's some nice. That's a nice rain suit he's got. I wonder if they have him in his size.
I mean, we've got Edwin Evers, one of the greatest bass fishermen of our generation, hands down.
Yeah.
He just fist pumped. He just fist pumped over a 1 pound, 11 ounce fish.
Hey, look at that rain suit. I wonder if they make it in his size. Look how
He's layered underneath, Chris.
I don't care.
He's leaving room for layers on cold days.
Bro, he's wearing a sleeping bag. Look at this. It's a sleeping bag. Oop. Can't be looking at that. The dude's wearing a sleeping bag.
Pretty much. All right. Yes, one of the greatest fishermen of our generation just fist pumped over a 1 pound, 11 ounce fish.
Hey, I just saw a question. What's your PB? Isn't it 11 pounds?
It's 11 pounds.
Mine's 9.6. Did it twice.
I mean, I think it was a sarcastic fist
Oh,
pump.
Jared
Still.
Lintner.
The milkman, a.k.a. Police Stash.
I was gonna call him Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Lintner.
He said 1 pound, 9 ounces? Like, what? Jeez.
You couldn't make a sandwich out of some of these bass.
No. They wouldn't even stink the grease, son.
Hey, we do have a right side up holder. Oh, look. it's-
Edwin.
Yep.
That is as skinny as they get right there,
Dude, he's
Jared.
wearing bed sheets. That's ridiculous. Dickie Newberry, let's go.
When did Dickie Newberry get on the Bass Pro Tour?
Uh-huh. He's using the right kind of...
Yeah. Top fair cloth, you got to give up your Rayburn card using that upside down pole, son.
2 pound, 8 ounces.
Dickie Newberry's a Rayburn hand. He ain't using an upside down pole.
No.
Of course, we still are early in low light conditions on this one.
That's right.
That sun gets up, he might break out that upside down rod.
I think those bass on Travis, I think they're prejudiced to the bait caster. I think is what we're learning.
Well, they ain't gonna get caught by me then.
No.
I guarantee you, I would lose at this tournament.
Twice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1 pound, 10 ounces. These are our highlights, folks. 1 pound, 10 ounces is one of our highlights.
Andy Montgomery.
How have we not seen him yet? He's one of the best dock fishermen on planet Earth.
And he's using a correct pole.
1 pound, 15 ounces.
He was bed fishing. You see that little white critter he had? He was bed fishing.
One thing I never understood is
That's the Alton Jones Sr. there. He looks like he might actually have one here. Either that or he's hung up on a dock. Yeah, he's hung up on the dock. Oh, he was hung up on the dock. He broke off.
you know a lot of those docks have those cables.
Yep.
Yep. And you know what they do with the
Here's
excess
Big
cable?
Alton. Big Alton. He
You know
said
what
it's a
they-
nice one.
You know what they do with the excess cable up under the docks? Nothing.
He's let it hang.
Yeah.
Spool off and just back away.
He said he's got a good one. That's a good one. Alton Jones, again, one of the better fishermen of our generation. It's called a 1 pound, 12 ounce, a good one.
You know, I haven't seen a single fish wearing a mask, and I thought we were in Austin. It's ridiculous, dude.
Oh, golly. I mean, I know I keep saying it, repeating it. I just cannot believe that we're watching this group of guys, Andy Montgomery, Alton Jones, Edwin Evers, guys like that, and we're the highlights are 1 pound something fish.
Dude, I hope they all got fire extinguishers in their boat because these drags might
And
start
I
fires.
realized that Lake Travis is not the most like dynamic big fish, but when we've seen best 5 tournaments there in the past, there's
called-
big fish in Lake Travis.
Oh, yeah.
But when you make the minimum 1 pound 8 ounces, it's just a lot easier to go target a bunch of 2 pound and under fish. And then if you get lucky and catch a 4 pounder or 5 pounder, great. But that's why they need to not move that minimum down, man. They need to not move that minimum down.
Oh, Jacob Wheeler. He's going to get on
Is he about to
dock.
go skiing in that guy's ski boat? He's halfway on a dock right now. But he's got 1 foot in the boat, so he's legal. And he got the fish. That was a heck of a job.
on a big rod.
And there was a snake right there. See, I'd have never caught that fish.
2 pounds, 2 ounces. Oh my God.
This guy just risked his life with a snake by his foot, 1 foot out of the boat on a dock
Oh,
to land a 2 pounder.
Burge. Come on, Burge. At least he's using the right equipment.
1 pound, 10 ounces. I just,
Same
man,
dock.
they really got to not lower this minimum anymore.
Ever.
I mean,
Not
I know,
even- not even if
not
there's
that
a
my
fire.
opinion means anything, but
Mine does. Don't do it. It's ridiculous.
it's just not as good, man. I mean, we're watching the highlights of the day, and it's mostly 1 pound something fish. It's not cool.
Bro,
And it's
this
100%. All these guys are fishing finesse. They're just trying to catch the most numbers they can.
Bro, this is
That's
like
what
watching
they're
a,
doing.
this is like watching a shot put event.
When we step on the scale, I can't.
Look at the river otter. Oh!
Otter had a little swimmer going, didn't he? A little swim bait or something going. Had a line through. There's a line through. And you got that dock deal figured out now. Wayne Montgomery is a dock fishing fool.
He's probably throwing that swim jig up under there.
Probably so.
Is that a swim jig?
Yeah, he's throwing a white swim jig skipping up under the dock.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he's long and skinny. A lot of these fish are all these fish are super skinny for the most part.
Did you say 215?
Yeah, it's just a skinny 3
Oh,
pounder.
broke back.
Ish.
Ishama.
He said that's a big one.
He did say it's a big one. Nothing looks big in his hands, though.
Fair point. 2 pounds, 6 ounces, that's a big one.
That's a good one.
Wheeler's got a stud here. That's a real one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the deal, man. All these guys are gearing down, fishing for numbers. And then if they catch one like this, it's just a bonus.
410.
Oh, yeah, 4.5. That's
a
good.
good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. So, I mean, they live in traps. Like, there is plenty of big fish in traps. But when these guys are gearing down and just going for numbers, they're not going to catch very many of those bigger ones. They're going to catch mostly small ones. I mean, we all know that from fishing, right? Like, we all know if you start throwing wacky worms and drop shots, you're predominantly arguing, like, can it catch a big fish, especially on a pressure fishery like Fort? Yeah, of course it can. But predominantly, you're going to catch smaller fish on average.
You're going to catch a bunch of fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're fishing for hungry fish. In the smaller...
Ooh.
Okay.
We would have found him something. But does this guy ever not find something a little better?
Dude, he's so good.
Now, he ended up, we looked at the results. He's leading. Like, he actually had 52 pounds in a day,
Yeah, on 16 fish.
which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's over 3 pound average. That's really good. So
See,
Wheeler,
he got a different email than
there
all
it
that.
is. Yeah. He's doing something a little different.
You know, him and MDJ and...
So that's it. That's it. And the results were Brent Chapman won Group A. Guess what he was doing? Fishing a chatterbait. Fishing for, and his fish on average were definitely better. Wheeler, I didn't see exactly what he was doing, but he obviously was targeting bigger fish because he had an over 3 pound average. And he didn't have any just overly big giants in there. But for the most part, man, that whole deal was dudes catching little ones. And I'm not going to say it again because I've already said it a bunch of times, but.
So not to get ahead of myself, they're going to Harris Chain next. I'm really looking forward to that Chickamauga tournament because I feel like when they get to Chickamauga, they're finally going to bump that minimum up again. It'll be at least 2 pounds.
Yeah, even if they just go to the 2,
it
it just seems that that's like the breaking point.
Right.
It seems like when they have the 2 pound minimum, the guys fish for bigger fish. For whatever reason.
I really hate that they didn't come to Fork this year.
I think they do too.
Yeah.
Because their Rayburn tournament wasn't just like a beatdown by any means.
Well, and
I mean, the Rayburn tournament was good, but it wasn't.
to be honest with you, the Lake Jordan Falls and Sharon Harris, I think that was kind of their substitute for Fork. Like, even though they came to Rayburn.
Well, and I think that tournament, people are looking at the total weights of that tournament, not fully understanding that was a 3 pound minimum.
That's
guys.
right. That's
like,
right. That's right.
45 pounds of nothing but 3 pounders is pretty good.
Right. Like, I get they came to Rayburn, and I get
30 pounds of nothing but 3 pounders is pretty dang good.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm really looking forward to that Chickamauga tournament, though. I think that'll be a good one. So,
we did the what if.
yeah, I can't get over, like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm flustered right now. That was exhilarating. Watching it.
Exhilarating, yeah.
I'm like,
It was something.
that was something. Do we need to answer some questions? I'm sure we've had a ton come through.
They're dressed like a bunch of tourists at Disney World. This is still Texas, right? I think he's talking about Austin.
Well, I don't.
If you're
been to
wondering,
Austin?
if you're wondering if Austin is still Texas, like, I think there's a line around the city limits of Austin where it's no longer the rest of Texas. That and North Dallas is not the rest of Texas.
Freaking T-Sips in Austin, man.
That's it.
Come on.
Saw them off, baby.
Come on. And no, I actually bought a shirt the other day. It said, no, the Longhorns are not back. Horns down. Get you some.
Cody May says he thinks it would be cool to have MLF on saltwater. An MLF style derby on saltwater, that would be interesting. Redfish and trout. Where because in saltwater sometimes you get in groups of fish, and you just
catch,
boom, catch tons of numbers.
I think it would be slick, and maybe to have like maybe they can go out of Port Aransas or something. Launch out of Port A, and then have they break down the areas. That'd be kind of cool.
And now, in summary to the Major League Fishing Review, we clowned the little fish deal, and we were teasing some guys about their fanny packs and their shoes, and
It's
all
just
in good fun.
cool.
But the clowning the guys about the fishing, yes, these guys are way better than any of us could ever hope to be. Like, they are amazing fishermen. I promise you they are. If you don't believe me, go back and look at what they did when they were at Lake Fork last year. They're amazing. And I'm sure that decision was made based on the fishery.
That's right.
I just don't ever want to see them go under that 2-pound minimum. Me personally, as a fan, because I feel like it incentivizes those guys to fish for those smaller fish. And that's not what I want to see. I don't want to see the best fishermen in the world see how many small fish they can catch. I want to see them catch the biggest fish in the pond, Jack.
Look, by no means am I saying I'm anywhere close to the caliber of these guys. But any tournament that I watch on live television, and I feel like I could somewhat compete with them, catching
but you
one-pounders.
could. You think you could, but you couldn't.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if I can relate to,
You're like, yeah, I can catch a bunch of 1.5-pounders.
but that's what.
But maybe you could, but you couldn't on Travis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the reality is,
it should never even be a conversation, in my opinion.
and the odds are you couldn't on Travis. It's
Right.
fishing tough, whatever have
Right.
you. I don't care about that. I just want to see them try to target the bigger
right.
fish, and they're not going to if they lower the minimum
Because no matter.
because they have a better chance to win
Yes,
by targeting numbers of smaller fish in that
right.
format.
that's right. And no matter what you say, it is harder to catch a 3-pounder than it is to catch a 1-pounder.
To catch
Period.
3
End of
1-pounders.
story. Yeah,
It's harder to catch an 8-pounder than it is to catch 4 2s.
that's right. Period.
How many times you go out and catch 4 2-pounders in a day? A lot.
Yeah,
How many times you go out and catch an 8-pounder? Not nearly as often.
that's right.
Yeah.
Case
No, I
in
agree.
point. Let's go.
Now,
The Travis spot.
per the conversation we had with Kelly Jordan back in the day, over a year ago now,
There's something to that.
the guy who gets on the most numbers of solid fish has the better day
That's right.
versus the guy in a best 5 tournament that just gets a lucky big bite or two. So if we go fish a best 5 tournament and you caught 30 fish between 3 and 5 pounds, right? And I went out and caught 3 2-pounders and 2 7-pounders. Well, I'm going to beat you in a best 5 format, even though I only caught 5 fish and you caught 30. And you were way more on them than I was.
That's right.
So the overall format is not an issue by any means.
No,
like
no, no,
I
not at all.
actually am a huge fan of the count every fish format. I just want the minimum. It seems like the 2-pound mark is really the breaking point where the guys do tend to target bigger fish. And I want the guys to go out and fish for grown ones.
Yep.
Not go out and fish for numbers of small ones, and then let's see who can get the most dialed in on the most grown ones.
Yeah, I want to see you target fish that are hard to cull, like the 2s,
Hey,
2.5s.
I wonder if there's a way to retrospectively figure out what Lee Livesey's total weight would have been on day 4,
Sure, we could find out.
considering his smallest fish in his bag was 7.6.
He had 2 heavy 3s that he culled. He had a couple
Yeah,
of
he said 4s.
4-pounders, and I think 1 5 that I don't remember.
I don't think anybody said that we could compete with them. He said, no way you could compete with J Wheels or MDJ, 125 on Table Rock, 84 pounds on fork.
That's not what
I've done 84 pounds on fork. I mean, not on that day. I've said many times that the performance that MDJ put in and how he caught 84 pounds in one tiny little corner was one of the best fishing performances we've ever seen in fishing history.
Correct.
But I have caught 84 pounds in a day on fork, for sure. Like, you get on them offshore days, or just the main lake grouped up day, even the shad spawn deal at times, and you're catching fish that are averaging from 3 to 6 pounds, and you can't even keep count. You're catching them so fast because the shad are
I
spawning.
mean, I've had several days on fork well over 50, 60 pounds. I promise.
Easily.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Easily.
I'm not saying, yeah, by no means are we saying we can compete with
I know
these.
my best sight fishing day out there, just sight fishing, my best sight fishing day, we had 41 pounds on our best 5, and our second best 5 was 30 pounds.
Yeah. That's,
So and we caught like 20 fish that day.
yeah.
And that's only 10 of them. We were at 70-something pounds. We're right at 70 pounds on our best 10. So we definitely went over the 84 mark. But no, neither one of us think that us or anybody watching right now can come close to competing with any of those guys.
No,
none of us have ever said that. What he was saying is, when you're watching dudes catch 1.5 pounders, it's like, well, I can catch those fish.
Exactly. That was
even though you couldn't catch them on Travis the way they're catching them, and
Correct.
the efficiency and the numbers because they're better than we are. You still, when you watch these guys catch 1.5, 2 pounders, you're like, I caught those out of Lake Tyler yesterday.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That was my point.
It's just not nearly as fun to watch.
Correct. That was my only point.
So, we apologize if we did not articulate that point correctly. I think that might be the biggest word I've ever used correctly.
Articulate.
That's probably the biggest word I've ever used correctly.
Hey, I couldn't tell you how many times I haven't filled a limit. So.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. Like today, for example. Didn't even fill a limit today.
You didn't today?
No, I had 3.
It's April. What are you doing with your life?
I caught like 15 of these.
It's April, my man. What are you doing? Well, it's May now.
Yeah, it was tough.
What are you doing?
The bites there was plenty of bites to go around.
Kyle Hopkinson said, not going to lie, my brother and I fish Lake Travis all the time. We might have made the cut. Probably so, because you're probably fishing for bigger fish, because you didn't have a 1 pound minimum.
They're lucky Jason Christie with a Y wasn't there.
Hey!
Hey, that's his format, catch, weight, release. His live wells don't work.
Because he never brings anything to weigh in.
I think he just uses that for extra storage.
He's got his backup jigs in there.
Yeah. Poor Jason Christie.
Oh, Christie with a Y. Not Christie IE.
No.
He's really, really, really good.
Christie IE intimidates
Christie
me.
IE, yeah, he can look at you and make. Word has it, Jason Christie IE can look at you from the bottom of an express aluminum boat and make a grown man cry.
That's right. Did you know he can unscramble an egg?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
In fact, I've seen Jason Christie IE just stare at a bed fish and it jumped in the live well.
That's right. But it wasn't a fish landing violation.
No, because it went straight into the live well, never hit the carpet.
And he's back with bass.
And they don't have fish landing violations. Bass is like, you just get them in the boat, however you can.
Doesn't even matter.
Which is the philosophy I operate on.
So, hold on, time out.
I mean, Walters gets down there and has a cuddle match with him. Have you seen the way Patrick Walters lands a fish? He gets down there and it's like they're having a snuggling competition as they come into the boat together.
Sometimes he even body slams them when they don't act right.
James Bill says, y'all need to quit hammering Jason Christie with a Y.
No, never.
But why?
Dude, that's yeah, I see what you did there. No, that's the only dude that I have proof that I'm better than. Like, on paper, that's the only dude that I have proof that I'm a better fisherman than. Prove me wrong, Jason. Hey, you know what?
Oh, my goodness.
You know what? If he's got a YouTube channel and he
he likes to sue people that talk bad about him. Like, you're going to get me sued. Oh, yeah. What? He's had like a bunch. They ain't won any of the lawsuits, but he's filed like umpteen lawsuits against people for talking bad about him. Yeah. He ain't won any of them, though. No, for real. Like, he really has.
I mean, what are you going to do?
He really has. Anyways,
I'll
we'll let it
give him
go.
a break.
We'll let it go for this podcast. But next week,
Can't promise you nothing.
we might get after it. Man, I've had fun. This was a little different format. You guys that are watching after the fact, and you guys now too in the live chat, give us a comment. Let us know what you thought about the live watching of the highlights and live review of the tournament action, because I enjoyed it. It was fun.
BASS is next. I think it's fun.
It is fun.
I love it.
So if you guys liked it, please let us know. If you didn't like it, please let us know that as well. No, like, not kidding. Please do let us know if you didn't like it, because we want to know what you guys think about it. Because as much as we enjoy it, at the end of the day, man, we do a lot of the content we do to thank you guys and to have fun with you guys.
That's right.
And we want to know what y'all enjoy, because we want to have a good time with y'all. So let us know. Let us know.
We just here for the fun.
We just here for the people, dog.
For the people.
We're here for the people.
We're people for the people.
My fishing dog has wandered off somewhere in this house, and it's a bit of a mess, and I have no idea what she's getting into. So I think we might need to wrap it up.
We were appointed to the people, by the people, for the people.
Yeah, not like the current administration that cheated their way in.
Whoa.
Shots fired. We'll see y'all next time. Chris,
Right here.
do that thing you do.
On your Lake Fork God.